I don't know, Nepgear. That was fucking weird. Hey, everybody.
I couldn't tell what she was saying because I blurted over it.
She said, hey, where are we going?
Well, first, we're going to find out how Stella's doing, because I'm really concerned about her general well-being.
Sure, why not? So, we've had a lot of helpful comments come in about this, including you guys don't need to be so scared about Chapter 2, because Chapter 2 was like the longest chapter in the game.
Huh.
So
that's weird.
Apparently, we've been tiptoeing around nothing, and we shouldn't worry about it.
Chapter 2 is the longest.
Yeah, well, it's. I don't know if it's the actual longest, but apparently it's super fucking long for no reason.
Weird.
Let's see. Guardian garb, thick clothes, guardian garb. Yeah, it looks like she got all of her stuff going. So
let's send her off again.
Yeah. Oh wait, no. How do I collect all of this again? I forget.
Was she not? Is this the log from something old? Like, did we not
maybe
set her to?
Maybe we forgot to set her to do something.
It's like we locked her in a box this whole time.
Oopsies.
Poor Stella.
Yeah. You know what? That's exactly what we did.
Well.
She's been locked in this box the whole time.
Here I go! Jumps down into the fun portal.
Yeah, right in the fun portal.
Does a little spin.
That's what we're calling it. So hey guys, welcome back. Something else we're going to do is this goddamn compa thing. And yes, I know that we've already done this, by the way. It was a few
it's not
episodes
gonna
ago.
affect it?
No, okay, so apparently the Lily rank for these events isn't enough. If you do all of these Lily rank things, it's still not enough to push Nepgear into the dangerous zone. Okay. So it's actually super useful to go in and get rid of those.
It still has a compa event?
Yeah, it's actually useful to go in and get rid of those because they're just annoying otherwise.
Okay.
I've been with Iffy for my whole life, you know.
That's a retcon.
We've been buddies since we were just babies.
That's an extreme retcon.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a retcon.
So Compa's not just a wandering adventurer who stumbled face first into Compa and Neptune doing things?
I guess not. Huh. So also, somebody pointed out Midway Games.
What do they make again?
Nothing anymore. I'm pretty sure Midway is dead.
I don't.
It says
sure they
new
made
here.
Something.
I thought we had gone in here, but maybe not.
I don't know. Did you switch enemies around?
I don't think so.
Well, I don't recall.
Maybe we just picked it up. Okay.
I don't recall seeing those pink doggoos.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing any of this. We must have just gotten it for something, and it's not an event area, which is very strange. Because this wasn't where the event was telling us to go.
No, it's just new.
Okay. I guess that's fine.
What kind of invader is that?
An invader with elephant parts.
Neat.
Yeah, like big old ears and a trunk.
Tell me what pun you've got attached to yourself.
I can't touch it from here.
Damn it.
I can touch it from here, though.
Elephant Vader.
Elephant Vader.
Is that the best you can do?
Apparently that's the best they could do.
Couldn't have gone with, like, Envelopant?
That's not much better, I gotta be honest with you.
Well, it's less obvious.
It's maybe better than Elephant Vader, but not by much.
Maybe there was a better pun in Japanese, and it's gone.
Probably. A lot of things like this wind up with better Japanese puns, and then you lose them because the translation doesn't really hold together very well. Sorry, I just realized we probably have a bunch of these things that I need to, like, work in.
Not a whole lot yet. None of the weird stuff.
This one, I don't think I've even touched Reds, though.
Yeah, no, we just got her.
Yeah. I had forgotten, and now I remember, and I'm like, oh shit. Let's see, I'm gonna remove that, and I'm gonna give her a mighty hit there instead. And then, let me see here. Wow, this is very early game, I forgot.
Yeah, no, we're in chapter 2.
Yeah, I guess I had been talking about it this entire time, and I guess it just, completely, like, fell out of my head. What is this one? Formula is a rush combo, but they have it on break. I don't like that. Let's put it here instead.
Oh, you can just double up on those and it doesn't care.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I didn't
really
realize.
Care. Yeah. It's a thing you can do.
You can just put the same thing everywhere, and then
though.
you can just hit the controller with your fist and it's fine.
Sorta. It doesn't really do anything, is the thing. Like, if everything is the exact same, it's just any button press.
Yeah.
Just does the one.
If you're playing this game while stoned, I'm sure that helps.
I don't know why anybody would do that. Don't do drugs, kids.
They don't listen to us.
Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna say it either way.
Yeah. Don't do drugs in front of me, because it makes you really boring, and I go talk to someone else.
Yeah. Let's see. Rapid hit. Demon Slice, but we don't have the stuff enough for that, it looks like. Break hit versus Venom Edge. I'll go power hit on that, and then... Oh, no, I still can't. Okay. Fuck it. That's good enough.
Do these look familiar to you? I haven't been super, like, paying attention to the combo skill stuff because you go through it kind of fast and stuff. But have they changed some of the ones on recurring characters like Compa and If?
You know what? Some of these are the same, but not all of them, and it's kind of bugging me because I am noticing that. But it's just kind of like, it's very all over the place, to be honest with you.
Like, they did a bunch of tweaks. It's not like they imported the exact same moveset.
No, it's not exactly the same. It's similar, and I'm recognizing some of them, but I'm not recognizing all of them, like I said. So it's like, eh.
Alright, so it doesn't, like, I mean, we knew this. It doesn't use Pokemon logic for its continuity.
No. In fact, there's a lot of stuff that's very non-Pokemon about everything.
Yeah, there's no reason for it to have been so. But it's like when they retconned a bunch of things in like how the story is set up, they also just sort of fiddled with things.
There's just some stickers there. Yeah, I was wondering if those actually had something written on them, but I didn't really see anything at all.
Let your guard down, huh?
Oh well. Guess I'll just beat up these pink doggoos.
Yeah, since this is an optional dungeon, there's not anything here that we need that we know of, right?
There's a chance. There's always a chance with optional dungeons that you're gonna find
like a plan.
Some plan or some item or an enemy that is exclusive to this area that only drops like this specific item that you desperately need.
There we go. Those like 2 plans.
Yeah, and sometimes with plans and stuff like that, the only way to get them is through certain kinds of dungeons. So it's like, it's always good to explore things like this if you unlock them.
Yeah. But it's not like there's anything here we're grinding for.
Not in particular, no.
Yeah, just getting the full scope, the full experience of this dungeon.
Well, I'm trying to go in and make sure that there's nothing in this dungeon that we do need. And I'm doing that by beating a bunch of monsters so that I can get some of their drops.
Have you already gotten the radar hidden item?
The radar? No, I haven't, actually.
Okay.
That's not always super useful. It's only, like, moderately useful. But yeah, I should probably do that. You're probably right.
Yeah, and it only costs you some thumb motion.
Well, it cost me thumb motion and time, because I was ready just about to walk out.
Well, there you go.
I kind of wanted to go after the big orange guy first, so I guess coming over here was probably necessary, because it's a good idea to save before I do something dumb. I still like that Nepgear has a smaller Nepgear riding on the back of her head.
And it looks like a Katamari cousin.
Yeah, a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I'll take care of you, personally.
Have they made Katamari games in the last decade? They have, right?
Yeah,
those are still a thing?
Sort of. I don't know if they're actually like exactly the same, but I think they've maybe made 1 or 2. I don't know, I might be wrong though.
I don't know, like there was a point in time when that was huge. Like absolutely, like that was what everyone was into and wouldn't stop humming the theme song.
So, yes but no. There was a point in time when the game was actually debated on whether or not it was even going to wind up in the US. There was a legitimate thought when the first game came out that America wouldn't like this, let's not release it.
I'm glad they did.
Yeah. It's one of those things where like I'm very glad that
their opinion of America, like sometimes it's like I get it. There's like American markets kind of want a grizzled shoot bang man the 10th, but at the same time, like, sometimes you just hook us with something that's, like, really, really weird, and then we don't shut up about it for you.
Yeah. A little bit.
And, like, even then, like, the obscure markets do sometimes carry something for at least a few games.
I'll do my best.
It's worth trying. And I'm glad they did for Katamari. Are they just not making them at all now, though?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't have any idea.
Yeah, I miss Katamari. We own one. I used to own the first one.
Did I even get a drop from that guy? Did you notice?
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to wait for another one to come in just to make sure, but like...
Oh, that's annoying. But I used to own the first one, have no idea where it went. We own the second one still.
I also realized, by the way, that I can speed up battles because I had completely forgotten between the last game and this one that that's an option.
It's what, you hold like L1?
Yeah, you hold down the left button, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I had forgotten too.
Yeah, it's the same thing you do to skip through attacks if you want to. Mm-hmm. Like the big over-the-top, like, have their own animation kind of attacks.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking, they never made a second Cubivore.
No, I don't know why you care. I don't know why you're going after this right now.
Because you stopped talking, I stopped talking. It was like, well, shit, what other games do I like?
Okay, well, if you want to be, like, technical, I guess there was a game that had Katamari in it. It was the, that weird, what was it? Not Capcom. Who actually did it? Might have been Capcom, actually. It was that dating sim where the main character was a
Namco
Katamari.
High.
Yeah, Namco High. Thank you. I
Thank
didn't
you
even
for
remember what
reminding
company
me.
owned that at all.
Thank you for reminding me that they made a dating sim where the teacher was King from Tekken and you could date Galagaship and Dave Strider.
Yeah, I don't know what was up
Why
with
did that happen?
The company that made that went bankrupt immediately after as well.
Yeah, like, I was around for this thing existing. I haven't played it. It costs money, right?
Yeah, well, it did. I don't know if it still does, but it did used to cost money, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
it was like a $5
like,
game or something.
I was around in, like, the Homestuck stuff for that happening, and I was, like, looking at it from the side, like, why is this happening?
Okay, I am seeing nothing else in this area. So we are just going to push forward with plot, I think.
Time to depart.
It's like, at what point did anyone think that, like, a high school dating sim of, like, Namco stuff needed to be a thing? And even then, why did it need to be a thing with, like, Homestuck in it?
Why did the Galaga ship? Something that infinitely bothered the hell out of me about that concept was that they were choosing Namco characters that didn't make sense, and I think they were doing that on purpose.
Like
they wanted the absurdity of it without actually giving it any real thought.
Like, someone from Namco was like, this is the hot new thing, right? Someone really confused thought, what's popular with the kids these days?
Actually,
webcomics?
I'm pretty sure that the company that produced that came to Namco and asked them for permission to do so. Because that particular company wanted to make a name for itself.
Was Homestuck already involved at that point?
I think someone on staff was friends with Andrew Hussey, if I remember correctly. I don't know for sure. Like, it's a weird situation, but it kind of, if I'm to be totally and completely honest, it's sort of like a microcosm of just, this is things that are wrong with what we keep dealing with in, like, pop culture now. Where it's just, you have a bunch of people who know each other vaguely, who were friends, and then they get together and go, I have a great idea for something. And then it turns out to be terrible, and they're super proud of it, and then a company goes bankrupt.
And of course it has to be derivative of something else.
Hey.
What?
Red Entertainment, by the way. I don't know what they produce, but apparently her block animation is pulling out a giant book.
I forgot there's block animations.
There's not, typically. Usually block animation is just the character standing there. I think Netgear is block... Or no, sorry, Compa is. So I guess maybe there are weird animations, yeah. But yeah, no, Red's is just pulling out a giant book.
Well, now I need to see everyone's block animations.
None of them usually look very good. They're usually just blocking.
We won't know until we see them. But yeah, just the idea of Namco High was like, what? Why did that happen?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Yeah, well, it happened because somebody was real up their own butt and thought that it was going to be really, really cool to do. And nobody but them and their friends really wanted anything to do with it. That's kind of just what happens. I
imagine that people in it to try and like have relations with a Tekken character were disappointed by all the Homestucks.
There were no Tekken characters.
I mean,
King was the only character in that game who was from Tekken, and he was the principal. You couldn't romance him.
Yeah, so people were disappointed, and also who the hell is Homestuck?
Because it's like, okay, there were like 3 Homestuck characters. First
but like
and foremost.
People who weren't into it but are into Namco stuff would look at that and it's like, what the fuck is this? And then the Homestuck fans, a bunch of them probably didn't know what the hell some of those obscure characters were. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. Do you want me to do this, or should you?
I had been doing her voice. Go ahead and do it. I realized that I was giving her this... Stella, no! Fuck. I was giving...
Stella's dead.
Giving her my sci-fi Greg voice.
I can't believe Stella's dead.
That monster must be our target. I agree. Let's defeat it quick so we can learn what that man saw. No, we can learn where that man saw a deposit of hematite. By the way, I realized I have literally...
Yeah, there's a handful of hematite sitting behind us this entire time. Like, they can't see it. No, and don't put it near the microphone. It's magnetic.
We've got a string of hematite beads that we got at the craft store because it was neat. It's just this costs like... How much? It's a green label.
It doesn't matter.
This was like $3.
Sit down like a normal person. Please.
I've been sitting this whole time. I didn't have to get up to grab them.
All right. Well,
my craft desk is right next to our audio desk. It's a couch with an end table and now another table in front of it.
Yeah.
But we've got hematite like right here. It's not that big a deal.
It's not that rare, it's true. Because hematite's magnetic, I would not be surprised if it actually is used in the production of some kind of, like, mechanical, probably computer-related something. Not 100% sure, though. It still seems so strange that somebody wanted them to go out and get, like, an incredibly, like, rare gemstone and then hematite. And it's like, I don't quite get it.
Yeah, maybe it's a special hematite. Like, maybe it's got something carved in it.
Dolphin Tail and SP Buster.
Cool. Now what? Oh, voices, okay.
Somebody pointed something out to me again in the comments, by the way. Third game has almost no English voice acting in it. This game has a lot. Like, more than the first game did, apparently. And I don't understand. I don't know where the team that produces Neptunia, like, where their ideas for this lie, or where their priorities are, to be honest, because it seems all over the fucking place.
I'm gonna assume it's budget allocated to them based on sales of the game prior.
Maybe? I still don't think that's true, though, because these games came out way the hell after the fact. Because these are using the engine from the third game.
I don't know then.
So it's like... I don't know, it's strange.
Well, at least the English translations would have been based on sales, probably.
I don't think it would have been. I literally, because I think I would be willing to bet that these games came out probably very close to each other in English.
Then maybe it's based on how many characters are saying what in each game and voice actors' contracts.
I think we fought these in the first game. I think they were called Warechu in the first game. I don't know if that's going to be the name anymore.
Were they weren't out in the field, though. They were Coliseum, right?
Yes, they were Coliseum monsters.
No way. Poor baby looks hurt.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a very distinct spectrum. Like, people who think mice are gross and people who think mice are cute. Don't trust people who think they're gross. Just don't. I mean, don't trust this particular demon mouse.
Yeah, well, it's also, Warechu is a really bad pun. Apparently the pun is better in Japanese, and the translation for it was literally just, what is an electric man? Just call it fucking Pikachu. Can we do that? Are we allowed to? Okay, just change a letter. And it's
also, I'm guessing from it holding a disc and stuff, maybe it's supposed to also be a computer mouse.
Yeah. Specifically.
Ba-dum-tish.
That is the joke. That's literally the pun.
Yeah.
Congrats, you cracked the code.
Oh.
And his eyes exploded. They're broken now.
Someone shot him in the face. He's looking at her boobs.
He can talk?
Of
No, he isn't. His eyes are focused on her head.
I mean, you don't really take these images as very
okay,
literal.
Fine.
Come on.
Where are you going?
All right, whatever.
That mouse was talking, right? I'm not hallucinating, am I?
Is that actually weird in this setting?
I don't think that the monsters can usually talk. Like, I don't think you're gonna walk into a bunch of Dogu having a conversation.
Yeah,
so far, I think the most complex thing that we've seen in terms of like monster speech is that Dogus occasionally say Dogu.
Yeah, but then also like Chiba and Sir Toichi and the cat all talk.
Those might be very specific situations, though, and this is clearly like some kind of horrible monster.
The difference is sometimes hard to delineate.
I'm just saying he's like an animal monster, and I think that would be unusual considering all things. I don't know. I don't know.
I just think it's weird that they're surprised by a talking animal of any kind.
Yeah, maybe. So she did pick up treasure, though, at least.
Yeah.
A bronze sword and a warning bell. The warning bell is for avoiding traps? Oh.
Yeah, no reason not to take them both.
Yeah, I don't know. What did she die to? She died to...
A fish
a
zombie.
Fish. A fish zombie. Aww.
Well, what's her current sword?
Probably not as good as the one she just found.
Yeah.
Not as good as the one she just found. That's fine, that's fine. Right, necktie, yeah, who cares? Okay, you want to do that again?
Yeah.
Okay. We will try it again. Here she goes.
You can do it, I believe in you.
She's gonna die immediately.
She'd better not. Hey again, Gramps. We pummeled that monster you wanted us to defeat.
Gramps? Come on, I know this is an anime-inspired world, but I'm only in my 20s.
Good voice. Nobody cares. Besides, boys are really gross. Come on, out with the info already.
Alright, hematite, was it? I saw some when I wandered into Septent Resort.
You telling us to, like, steal some hotel customers' jewelry?
I believe those pesky Taekwon cats enjoy collecting gems like that one.
Taekwon cat? I'm gonna need to see this monster. Septent Resort, right? Okay, thanks so much.
Taekwon cat could almost be a pun if it wasn't a cat, but it was a dog instead.
That might be, like, it's a double pun, I guess.
Or Taekwon Dogu, if you had a fight variation of the Dogu.
Yeah! Wears a little headband.
Exactly, like a wild slime equivalent for the Dogu. Where you get the headband and all the frizzy hair and everything that happens. You know what I mean when I say that? Have you ever seen a wild slime?
Yes, probably.
Okay.
Not in real life.
No, well, I mean in a Dragon Quest game. We're talking about Dragon Quest monsters.
I've probably seen them. I'm vaguely remembering.
Here's a plan to change the items in a dungeon, yeah. Treatment of cats in these games have been getting worse. Yeah.
Right, because we're about to go fight, so...
Yeah, kinda. Septent Resort and Kimizunana.
La-di-da. I'm practicing my singing. I'm sorry, I really don't have much time to talk. Here, let me give you this plan instead. Boink.
Is it for enemies in the Septent Resort?
Yeah, that's pretty much all.
Okay, and I'm gonna check plans real fast.
Oh yeah, we might have
just to make absolutely sure we can't add anything or anything like that.
There's a bunch of enemies and stuff that we might be able to add.
Yeah, change dungeon is adding the dungeon in this game, by the way. I kind of don't like how they phrase that because that's not quite how it usually works.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with that. That's fine, though. I'm not seeing anything that I know for a fact we can go out and get that we don't already have here. Because, like, I don't know.
No, it looked like there was some stuff there.
There is some that's add dungeon. What the fuck? Well, no. I'm talking about not for, like, item changes and stuff. I mean adding the dungeons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Were there other
didn't
plans
mean to be a little
for
bit
other
more
things?
confusing about that. I didn't really
like
see anything.
non-dungeon
maybe.
stuff.
Maybe. Destroy symbols. Hey, we can do that. Sure. Menu voices. If we go out and get a bunch more small conductors, apparently we can do a plan that adds voices to the menu. Ooh.
Yeah, and we have one of whatever that is, so that's a start.
Yeah, so we can actually probably go out and find the rest, maybe?
Yeah, well, there's something we can make.
Know. Yeah, alright, fine. We'll just make a bunch of garbage, I guess.
Yeah, it's just giving us the option of stuff in the shop. We might need it.
I guess. The downside of this is always, like, we use the materials to make things up, and that's a draw on our resources, and then we go in to buy the weapons or the armor or anything, and it turns out to cost, like, an ungodly amount of fucking money for no reason.
Yeah.
Because this game has no idea what it wants to do with the currency, or it totally knows, and the currency is really bad, honestly. Like...
Well, there's something we just planned, so it was reasonably affordable. That's
fine, too. And she has 2 of these, and one of them is significantly better than the other. Okay. We do this. Equipment, Nepgear, blade, beam cutlass, rather.
Yeah, okay. It's about as interesting looking as most of her stuff is.
Expired liquid.
Right, hers just recolored.
Exactly the same. Yeah, it doesn't always, but it does for the most part. And then Venom Claws. Hers change an awful lot. Like, ifs change all the time because Qatar looks completely different from the claws.
Yeah.
But the claws and the Qatar tend to be the same 2 bases, and then they just change the color.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Would be neat if they gave her something super weird.
Yes.
Like, she's got, forks between each knuckle, so she's just doing, like, the fake look at me, I'm Wolverine, and the school cafeteria thing.
They seem to really like to do stuff like that with the main character instead. So in this game it's Nepgear, but it was Neptune got a bunch of really weird ones in the last game.
Did she?
Yeah, she got a ton of weird
She got some really big fancy looking crossover swords.
Let's go.
Yeah, and so did Nepgear.
Yeah, she's got
including one that's like a cat that's like laying down or something. Who, by the way, is from Fairy Fencer.
Okay, sure. Which we don't have.
No, we don't
know anything
about. But we
about.
did have DLC for in the last game as well.
Yeah. I guess it's just made by this company.
I don't know if it is. I think they might just keep doing it. They might just be a different company that keeps doing crossovers.
Could be. In which case,
I'm not 100% sure.
I'd like to see more things from other games as crossovers. Because they've clearly put in a bunch of OCs that are based off of various companies. Like, do you want to do some crossovers with the series those companies make?
What should we do?
Because we did kind of have that with, like, Mages and Broccoli, more or less, sort of being.
Sort of.
They're just anime characters for the most part.
Well, okay, Mages isn't. She just keeps making reference to anime.
Okay.
Broccoli was.
Alright.
Broccoli was literally just Puchiko.
Yeah, just more
like, they
stuff
didn't even
like
hide
that.
it. That was just straight up, she was Puchiko.
Like, just, even if it's like a DLC little package, just more of those things would be kind of fun.
Yeah, I would agree. I thought I saw an item in the corner over there, and it turned out to be, I think it's like water billowing up over there. Oh no, it's like the corner of another building. That's so distracting.
I'm still not quite sure what you're talking about.
Sorry. There was a bridge off in the distance that has a little bit of an underhang to it. And the underhang, when I spun the camera, looked like an item. It looked like a chest just sitting there. And I was like, oh shit, I missed one. And I walked over and there's nothing there. And I was just like, what the hell?
Well, there's something to the left.
To the
But
left?
you're too far.
What?
It was to the left of where you were standing when I said
I see it. Sorry.
It's okay.
I can't always see the chests in this zone. I think the water throws me off.
Yeah. It looked like you may have gotten a CPU armor out of that.
Yeah, fair enough. Sometimes that happens.
Can we see it? Can we... Yeah, there's another thing.
Probably. Let's keep picking things up and we'll check next time we're on the main menu screen.
Okay. That's fair. Alright, Symbol Destroy.
So, yeah. Symbol Destroy is turned on. We can turn that off if we want to. Somebody said, by the way, in one of the comments, and I'm not sure how far I really think it's okay to keep giving us comments about things, because eventually it starts getting into, like, spoiler territory, and I think we'd try to avoid that if we have the chance. But somebody pointed out that one of the plans that you do eventually get in this game, and it's relatively easy, it's either this game or next game, I think they were phrasing it as though you get it in this game, though, is something where you basically, when you do the Simple Destroy, you do get money and items out of them.
That would be nice! That, like, it's weird that that's a plan, but it's weird that the Simple Destroy was a plan, so hey, that's how they want to do it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, there is definitely an interesting meta level of we're adding functions to the game by unlocking them in the game. Where
yeah, and clearly
like,
that's something they're going for. Like, they just want you to feel like that's a weird meta thing and that you should like it or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna be fine with that.
Yeah, honestly, it's not like I dislike it.
You gonna fight that dolphin?
Yeah, I was looking around for more items, but I'm not seeing any. And that's the starting area, I'm pretty sure. So I'll just go straight through this dolphin.
I'm not running just because you look
Let's
tough.
murder a dolphin.